My guest today is the founder of MyColive, a co-living startup based in Budapest, Hungary. Since 2015, he has been incredibly successful in raising capital, securing over $4 million for his venture. His experience working for big financial institutions teach him how big banks work. To learn more from his story, to apply to your own journey, listen to this episode of the Montrepreneur Podcast. Okay,
Yes.
Mani, nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you, Mo.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having the time and inviting me to your terrace today in Barcelona to have this nice talk on my podcast. Thanks a lot.
Sure, it's a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks a lot. Okay, Mani, I did my research. I talked to you. I find it absolutely interesting. Your background story, your energy, and what you already achieved. You have a very, very interesting story. You came from Congo. You went to Belgium when you were 9. Did your education there, then went to the UK, studied
Right.
there, wanted to do business, built your own company, and you were very, very successful in raising capital. And now you grow your company and you're operating on many domains in many countries in the real estate industry. I would love to break it down and hear it a little bit more about you. So
Sure.
tell me, who's Mani Yanika?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. You said it perfectly well. My name, actually.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So I was born in the Congo. I left when I was 9 years old, as you said. Grew up in Brussels. And then I always had a dream to run a business one day.
Yeah.
So I moved to the UK when I was 16 without any English. So I had to find my way, learning English, and then doing my baccalaureate there in the UK. And then I went to university and started my career in finance. After completing my MBA, I joined investment banking giant JP Morgan. So my background is commodities trading and management consulting as well. And then while at JP Morgan, I was working for the chief investment office. My job there was looking at new markets, new products, technology, how we do business. And that's how I really learned about how to run a business.
Yeah.
So everything started off as a side gig, you know, while I work, I was investing in properties and I saw Budapest as a great city in terms of yield, and also in terms of opportunities moving forward.
Yeah.
So everything started off really basic, buying a studio, renting it out on Airbnb, short term, just like pretty much everybody. And then I saw a gap in the market where people were not really looking into it, was the co-living space. Because everywhere I went, I could see a lot of young people. That includes international students, young professionals, digital nomads. And I was like, but these guys need a place to stay. And a lot of them want to be with like-minded people.
100%. Yeah.
You know, and the locals could not really offer that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so this is where I'm going to go. So I sold my first investment, studio, and I bought a big property. And I turned into a co-living.
In Budapest as well?
In Budapest.
Okay.
Everything started off there.
Yeah.
Although I had property in London as well,
Okay.
but much less of a bigger scale. Because London is very expensive, as you know.
Yeah, it is.
So that means it takes longer to bring any idea into markets because of the capital intensive.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, let me do it somewhere else where it's a bit cheaper. So therefore I can
actually
afford to lose.
Yeah, and Budapest is growing very, very fast. I went there and they have a lot of opportunities ahead.
Yeah.
Cool.
And remember, this is back 2015.
Yeah.
You know, when I started. So the opportunity were really great.
Yeah.
So I bought big apartments and then my idea was to sell it, to investors so that I can rent it back to operate on their behalf.
Yeah.
That was my scaling strategy. So when I sell with the money that I make, I can reinvest and so on and so on. So my first clients, investors, they were Chinese. So I actually didn't pitch to them. I asked them to come and have a look instead. So they came, and the tenants that I had at that time pitched it to them. They were like, oh my God, where we're staying over here is amazing. The community, all the stuff. They were so blown away. They asked me to sign at that time. So, and they paid cash.
Yeah.
So it was a quick transaction, very quick transaction. So from that moment, I was like, holy shit, this is working.
Yeah.
So next one. And then it came to the point where I needed to grow even faster in order to build a platform to connect the properties, to connect the investors, and to connect the tenants.
Yeah.
So, and that's when MyColive idea came about. So I went to pitch to my ex-boss, Christophe. I actually sent him a deck, Christmas, 24th of December, 2018.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I have an idea, you know, this is what we're doing, and I think this is going to grow. If you are interested. Merry Christmas, by the way. And from there, he was like, wow, that sounds really good. Come and see me in London.
Okay.
So I went to meet him and Thierry Petit, who works at BNP Paribas. So both of them are now co-founders and investors at MyColive. But at that time, the pitch was, I need money in order to buy assets faster.
Yeah.
Because you can't build a platform without assets.
Assets and
it's like going to a shop to buy shoes and there was only one pair of shoes. Even if it's the best pair of shoes, no one will buy it because it's only one.
Yeah.
So that's how I explained to them. So I need more assets faster. And then if you lend me some money with that interest, you can then buy into the platform. You can become shareholder of the platform. Yeah. So effectively, you're not spending anything. Yeah. You know, it's with your interest that you're going to invest in there. They really like the idea. They're like, all right, can we have a look? I'm like, of course, this is what I like to do. I will show you. Come along. So March 2019, they came to Budapest for a weekend. Okay. And they were blown away. Like, literally, they're like, okay, here's €1 million. Okay. So that's how I really started. Okay, that's when I was like, okay, now things can start. Okay. So I actually moved to Budapest already. I started building my tech team, you know, in order to build the platform. Yeah. And then I started creating the entities, like MyColive Investments, which is the vehicle that owns MyColive. And I also bought another company, which is a renovation company with the constructions. So on behalf of investors. So, I started set things up. And then, it took off from there. But COVID hit. Yeah. So February, March 2020. Yeah. Everything just stalled. Yeah. But that was also the time I wanted to launch the platform. But something inside me said, you know what? This is the best time to actually launch because no one cares. Nobody cares. If it doesn't work, everyone is preoccupied with COVID. Okay. So I was like, this is the perfect timing to test it. So we didn't do any MVP. You know, when you launch a platform or any technology stack, a lot of people do MVP, which is like a test product.
Well, you actually did. I mean, like only the proof of concept, like that you already like have like customers back in 2015, 16.
Yeah, but we didn't have the platform.
Yeah, you didn't have the platform. Okay, I agree. But I mean, as a proof of concept, you knew like that it would work.
That's the proof of business. So the proof of business, for sure, I knew it's going to work.
Yeah, but you are talking about the product, right?
Yes, now I'm talking about the platform because one thing is the business, what's the business? And the other thing is what's the enabler, which is the platform that enables a business. So, and we didn't do any proof of concept of that enabler. We just went straight in, you know, and because I didn't want to waste time and waste money. COVID was already slowing things down. So in a way, that was my way to waste time. Yeah. You know, so we launched it in August 2020. Okay. So really at the height of the pandemic, but it was the best thing ever because we got our first booking the next day. And I was like, wow, this is working. You know, we can make it happen. So slowly, we start growing.
Wait, I mean, was that like, was there any like a lockdown or something in Budapest back then? Because
there was lockdown everywhere, but it's a very good question. For international students around the world, not just in Budapest, including the UK, France, they were able to go, but just less time. Yeah. So for example, they usually spend about 5 months. Yeah. But during the period, they will spend 3 months. Yeah. Okay. You see what I mean? So it was less time. Nevertheless, it was a good time to test it.
Yes.
And at the same time, the digital nomads, they didn't want to be at home. Yeah. They wanted to be outside the home. So
Yeah.
that also kind of worked a little bit. So we launched it. So the initial goal was to enable people to book co-living accommodation
Yeah.
with like-minded people and something that has like a standard.
Yeah.
Because in the market, one thing that I saw was either you are an operator and the owner operator, you own your assets, you don't have a technology stack, you use marketplaces, or you are a marketplace.
Yeah.
You know, but there was nothing like that combines the two. You know, a bit like a franchise.
Yeah, I understand, but I mean, how can you guarantee like people can find your platform, for example? Because people usually look at Booking.com or the Airbnb.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, but
This was a challenge.
Yeah.
I cannot guarantee.
Yeah.
And I knew this. But the one thing I could guarantee is making customers happy.
Okay.
And by doing that, they were able to use the digital word of mouth,
Yeah.
which is talking to other people. Like, hey, I booked for MyColive, like you should go there. And that's how
Okay. Nice.
we did it. You know,
Yeah.
we never spend so much
Yeah.
money on marketing actually,
Yeah.
but instead we focus on the customer experience.
Yeah.
And so the first problem that we wanted to solve is the experience of booking and to be with like-minded people. Then that was solved by launching the platform.
Yeah.
But then as we were running it, we realized that we were still relying a lot on emails, on WhatsApp, on for communication when it
Yeah.
comes to problem solving during the stay.
Yeah.
So, and then we were like, okay, but what if we build another stack where we can actually combine the management with the booking? And this is how we started to move away
Yeah.
from just the booking to solving the management issue for ourselves.
Yeah.
And then it started to grow. Like people really loved it. We launched the app, about a year ago,
Yeah.
September last year.
Yeah.
And that really took off.
Yeah.
Because we stopped using emails.
Yeah.
We never use spreadsheets. We don't use PowerPoint. We don't use WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Everything is through the app.
Yeah.
And it works. Because that was a big bet in a way, like, you know what? We're going to stop communicating in different channels and we're going to solve everything through the app and we'll see. And by doing that, people had no choice. They had to use it.
Yeah.
And by using it, they realized it's actually making their life easier because they're able now to raise any issues like, hey, my door is broken.
Yeah.
From the chat
Yeah.
in the app. You just say my door is broken, boom, issue, boom, it gets sent to the maintenance team.
Yeah. Good.
That fast. You don't need to raise the ticket. You don't
Yeah,
need to go onto a website. None of
Yeah.
this.
Nice.
And you can trace exactly where they're staying, how long they're staying, where they're from, very easily.
Yeah.
And also it's good for the tenants because they can see who they're sharing the properties with. Because whenever somebody is coming into a property, they get like a heads up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Mo is coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
So they know, somebody's coming tomorrow. And it's not like a surprise.
Yeah.
Because that was another problem.
Yeah.
Like strangers just turning up and they don't know. They're like, hey, who's this guy? You know?
Yeah.
So that was another problem we wanted to solve.
It is actually like in co-living, it's not just about like go there and just rent a room like as an Airbnb or in a hotel. It is actually more about the community. I
Yes.
that like Mani, I really love them. I mean, you probably organize like also events,
Yes.
etc. in the same building and to hold everything together. I really love the concept. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
You absolutely understood. So we organize a lot of events.
Yeah.
In fact, when we launched during 2020, everything was closed. The gyms were closed. The
Yeah.
nightclub was closed. And we actually own our own office, which is in a building that I own a few properties there.
Okay. In Budapest also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have our biggest co-living there in our office.
Yeah.
So it's like 18 bedrooms altogether. And during COVID, it was a bit difficult to convince people to stay there.
Yeah.
As you can imagine,
Yeah.
lots of people wanted to be alone.
Yeah.
So I had the idea of making a gym there, you know, because all the gyms were closed. So suddenly I was like, yeah, but all the gyms are closed, but you can have a gym at home.
Yeah.
So that became a gym at home.
Cool.
And somebody came. I was like, yeah, you can use it for free. And you can also invite your friends. And then the next thing you know, they invited all the
All
friends.
the,
because they were looking for where to go.
Yeah.
And then it became a big hit.
Cool.
And today, this is the most successful investment and co-living that we have.
Nice.
Yeah. But at that time when I had the idea to do it, most people were telling me it's too many people together.
So you still like operate the gym there, the same building
No,
right now?
we don't do the gym anymore because in terms of revenue and it's just more operational
More operation work than
problems. But it became more of it's a social hub.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like Big Brother.
Yeah.
You know, the only difference is that we don't have a camera watching them.
No, I visited like Mani. It's really awesome concept, and I would be like a client. So nice.
Yeah.
Really happy to hear that.
Thank you.
How many clients do you have?
So the customers.
The customers. Yes.
Yeah, because client, we have investors as client, and we have customers as client too. So customers now we have over 350, over 350, like right now.
Yeah.
But since we launched in 2020, we've had over 7,500 people staying with us.
Okay.
Yeah. So we don't just do like student or digital nomad. We also do group of friends who are traveling. For example, let's say you want to do a friends reunion in Budapest for 1 week. So summertime, we do that. Families, they want to do like a family reunion, like groups.
Yeah.
Because hotels are not suitable for that. Because you end up everyone staying in their rooms and then you meet at the lobby, or you are overcrowded in one room. It just doesn't work. Yeah. But the co-living one, it does work because you are together. So that's also a type of clientele, and we have companies as well doing like teamwork.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we have one from Germany actually coming this weekend. Yeah, there are 9 people. They're coming together. We had quite a few.
Okay.
And also in terms of age, although the average age of our customers, they tend to be millennials and also Generation Z. So, but we also have older ones.
Yeah.
All the tenants. Guess how old he is?
Maybe 60.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get it. He's like 63. All the tenants. He's here in Barcelona.
Nice.
Yeah. He works in constructions and he wanted to be close to his project that he's managing. And he thought like, I'm away from home. I don't want to be alone. I want to be with other people.
I can totally relate. As I said, I mean, I lived like as a digital nomad like for a very long time, and I really miss the community, and I really would be like a client, like either like in Budapest or in another city.
Yeah.
Do you operate actually in other cities?
Yes. So actually we are here in Barcelona now. Yeah. That's another city from Budapest. So scaling strategy. So when things start to pick up, the one thing we wanted to do is we were obsessed by being number one, being the leader in what we do. That was the goal. I didn't want to start growing too fast without being a leader in my main market. Yeah. So last year we became number one. Actually, end of last year. So January this year. And that gave me a lot of confidence to actually go elsewhere. Like in terms of, okay, where are we going to grow? Yeah. So 3 years ago, we did some analysis already in terms of which cities to go and how to do it. And then from that, we created a list of top 10 cities and then the top 5 cities. And Barcelona was part of the top 5 cities to go because they had accommodation challenge. They had a lot of young people coming here. It's a tech hub.
There's a lot of students.
So it tick all the boxes. Yeah. But the idea was not to go and start to fully replicate what we did in Budapest because that just takes a lot of time. So it was more to find a franchise locally that would be willing to join what we've started.
So collaboration.
Yes, a collaboration. Okay. And this way you can scale faster and you don't need to buy any properties.
And how did you organize it? This is like kind of license they buy? Or,
yeah, it's like a license. So effectively, we found one for one of my shareholders. Yeah. So he's been in real estate market for some time and he was looking to move away from what he was doing into something new. Yeah. So he just fit. I was like, all right, let's start. We started with 0. Yeah. And the goal was for him to become the operator, and then we offer the license to use the brand, the technology and everything else. Yeah. And it works pretty well. So he earns like a percentage fees of the revenue that we generate in this
Yeah,
market. And we split it between us.
Yeah.
That's how we work. So, and then how we going to grow, how we growing, we're looking for clients with assets. And when I say clients, they could be big institutional clients who owns buildings and apartments everywhere.
Yeah.
And they don't have to deal only with us. They can have marketplaces also. But the idea is that MyColive is built in a way that we can process third-party bookings.
Okay.
So, for example, you know, if you get a booking for booking.com, you can't process it on Airbnb because there is just no functionality for that.
Yeah.
But on MyColive, you can.
Okay.
So that
how
means
does it work?
we add the booking onto our platform so that it becomes your CRM, it becomes your communication channel, it becomes your property management system.
Okay.
And also your payment processor. So if you have long-term people who are staying, I don't know, 5, 6 months or 7 months, and they have to pay monthly rent, you need to issue invoices, you know, all these things.
Yeah.
But the platform does it for you.
Okay.
MyColive does the whole thing. So all you need to do, it takes 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You add a third-party booking, and automatically it will generate the invoice on your behalf to become your processor.
Nice. Yeah.
So you don't have to manually do it.
Okay.
And for the tenants, they can experience the MyColive experience without having booked for MyColive. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was the one thing I really wanted to build. Not a closed kind of environment, but an open one, but with like-minded people. So we don't just take any client, actually.
Yeah.
We take the ones that share the same value than us, such as customer-centric, such as the quality of the assets, and also just being friendly, you know, and then we go together and we grow. And that's how we're going to do it in every city we go.
Okay, this is actually very, very smart. So, as you said, I mean, you don't have like to deal with the whole process.
No. We
like
already created
standard-
the process.
Yeah, very cool. No, this is very, very smart. And what's like, I mean, I cannot imagine that this journey comes without any downs, failures, challenges. Tell me like the biggest ones.
Oh my God, that's a very good question. Wow. So one of the biggest one that I really learned my lesson is don't just go for any investors.
Yeah.
You know, because when you're a startup, obviously you want to raise money.
Yeah.
And you want to raise as much and from as many people as possible. But actually that's the wrong advice.
Yeah.
Only raise if you really need it. You know, in my case, that's how I did it. You know, I didn't go and start raising money to build a platform.
Yeah.
Not at all. I was raising money to solve the problem.
Yeah.
That's, you know, we needed assets.
I want to buy more property.
Yeah. And then for that, I have a solution to manage all these properties, bookings, and that was a platform that came. But I got one investor, is a partner at a VC. And we had like a shareholder meeting, our first one, shareholder meeting. It was 2021, December, and that's like 1 year after launching. So obviously we were not yet profitable and we didn't grow into every cities in the world.
Yeah.
It was never my dream anyway. It was to be strategic. And then he criticized me personally for not having a strategy. But in fact, I had a strategy. I didn't want to be everywhere.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a leader somewhere, you know, and also wanted to scale when the right time comes, step by step, not like, you know, in one go. So he wanted to push me into raising more capital and growing faster, faster, everywhere. So I said, no to that. But then, these critics, well, also came because obviously we didn't make so much money at the time. So, but that's normal, but we are growing actually, but we're not making profit or anything like that because we're new. But you know, that to me, it was a little bit, intimidating.
Yeah.
So, you know, in a meeting that you are organizing to share your progress, you're being shut down by, is not enough. you know?
But you just said it. I mean, you had a strategy, but it was like for him, no strategy.
Yes.
So actually, you just have to know, okay, what are my values and what are my goals? Do they align with the goals of the investor?
Exactly.
And
you get it.
It's the same with the business partner.
Yes.
I had really had the same problem.
Yes.
I had once like a talk with my team. I had to say, okay, do we have like the same goal? Because it doesn't seem that way, you know, and the same with the investors, and it has to be very clear communicated at the beginning, and maybe it's a failure that each entrepreneur has to do.
Yes.
But it's a very, very important thing to clarify. Yeah.
Absolutely. So for me, at that time, I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know, do I follow this guy or do I follow me?
Yeah.
You know who I am.
Especially like when you are like in a weaker situation, it's harder to negotiate.
Absolutely.
And you need it, and you need that money.
You got
and
it.
you usually are like, okay, he's the investor for sure. He knows everything, you know, and you just get an advice from somebody who's like in more power than you, and you say, okay, you feel intimidated and you feel like you have to do what they say, but actually you don't. You have really to reflect: is that really what is gonna be good for you long term? If not, just do what you want.
I love what you said, you know, because many founders, entrepreneurs, they will face this.
Yeah.
And they will feel like they have to follow the other person because they don't have the bargaining power. They don't have the money.
Yeah.
So in my case, I sold my property to buy back my shares.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to be intimidated, and I will pursue my strategy because that's the right one.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it going, not the way he sees it going. So I want investors who are with me in the vision to help me execute that.
Yeah.
Not people who's going to start driving me everywhere.
Sure.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a big thing that I had to do, really big. So I sold one of my properties to buy back my shares. And I did that. And then for that, I asked if the other shareholders were in alignment with my goal. And everybody agreed with me. It was the right thing to do. And then until today, I have only 6 investors.
Okay.
And they are angel investors, actually. I know them all. And they follow me, and we have regular updates. But we don't have meetings or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Because they know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know? So if you ask any of them, they will tell you what happened till last week.
Yeah.
So, cause I really keep my communication channel open. I don't wait for a big thing to happen to tell them. Even the small wins or the biggest problems, like winning a client, you know, we lost a lot of potential clients. Actually, that's one of my biggest failure, because in my mind, in terms of pricing strategy, because when you go to a client to join you, you need to have a price.
Yeah.
What's your cost? What's the cost for them to come in?
Yeah.
And then how do they pay you? So one is the price, and then how do they pay you? So the earliest mistakes I made is that I was not flexible. So I was like, this is the price, and that's how you pay me.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you don't want it, you don't come.
Yeah. This is the thing I really had.
And I lost big time, like big opportunities, you know, because there are big companies out there who have their own way of doing things. Yeah. So when you come as a newbie and tell them you need to pay me this way and you need to do it this way, they don't like it.
Yeah.
So not that they don't like your product, but they just don't like the way you deliver it.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to understand this.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you know, almost a year.
Yeah.
Because I was hitting a wall.
Yeah.
Everywhere I was going, everyone I was talking to, they're like, yeah, but, you know, that kind of. And then I sat down with myself and I'm like, you know what? It doesn't matter how I get paid. You know, it really doesn't matter how much I get paid. What matters, go back to your basic. Get them to love you.
Yeah.
To love your product. To love what you do. Even if it's free. Because this is what will drive them to pay you whatever they feel you're worth.
Yeah.
And that's how I always done it.
Sure. I mean, nobody gonna like do anything for free, even if it's just investing time and giving you their attention.
Yeah.
There has to be a value, and you have like to reform it and rephrase it in a way that really fits their need and fits them. Because there's also like a thing I learned. You just said it. It's very, very hard to change the behavior of one person. For example, okay, they pay usually this way, and you cannot like come, okay, but I take my money, for example, this way, and you have to change your behavior for me. It's very, very hard. I mean, unless you offer so much value
Yes.
and you have so much power.
Exactly,
And you can say,
but they don't know yet.
Yeah, you don't know yet. I mean, they don't have the trust, etc. So
Yeah,
you need
so
that.
you need to build that trust.
And this discovery phase is very, very important. And you just said that it took you 1 year.
1 year, really.
I totally relate and totally understand. And it's very, very hard process. It's mostly like not about like the product you sell or the price or whatever. It's really about how you
Build
propose
that,
it, you know, and
how you deliver,
yeah,
and then build the relationship.
yeah, sure.
Because at the beginning, when you said like people had to find us, you need to do marketing. How did we do it? Well, because we built the relationship with the customers.
Yeah,
And then they went on to tell other customers.
Yeah.
It's the same way. So don't push them to pay you a certain way.
Yeah.
Build the relationship. Tell them, yeah, I'll do it the way you want to be done.
yeah,
This is the product and let's go. Slowly, you can make some iteration.
yeah,
Like, oh guys, can we do it this way now? Is it
Yeah.
okay? Can we change this? You know, rather than come and straight away change
Yeah.
everything, because
100%.
really this is the best advice I can give any founder, any startup, is be flexible with your pricing and the way you deliver your product.
Yeah,
You know, you can have the best product on earth and you can still fail,
yeah, 100%.
you know,
I
and
can
because of
totally
that.
relate. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really, really funny. But you said like something about the price. Would you like say it's you would be also like flexible with the price? Because I would say like from my experience, it's much easier to deal with clients that pay high ticket numbers than dealing with clients that pay
got it.
low ticket. So I wouldn't be that
It's a good
flexible,
question.
to be honest.
It's a
Yeah.
good point. It's a good point. First of all, we don't chase volume. We don't go for the biggest
Okay.
clients with
Yeah.
the biggest amount of rooms. No. We chase quality. Remember I said that at the
Yeah.
beginning. So I will be flexible within that remit, not just to go for anyone.
Yeah,
And second of all, when I talk about flexible in pricing, it doesn't mean the price I give today is tomorrow's price.
yeah,
You see what I mean?
yeah,
So it's like, it'd be like okay, you start 1 year and then second year we review that. Cause I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
yeah,
Like, we don't know yet if we're going to like it, or
Yeah.
we don't know yet if it's worth it. You know, so like, okay, this is a bit like
Try
a
it.
test.
Yeah.
Exactly. So rather than say it's free, you can give them half price
yeah,
for the first year. Just like many companies do.
Yeah.
That's my point about the flexibility about the price.
now I get you. It's like about like more offers than like lowering your standards.
Yeah. This is one thing you say. We never lower our standard.
Yeah.
This is the one thing. And that's why we are kind of successful in a way, because we stay true to our standard and true to our goal in terms of what we want to be and how we want to get there. So the only flexibility is about the journey to get there. Sometimes you need to take left, then right, then straight, you know?
Yeah.
It's not a straight line.
Yeah,
So
100%.
so yeah, that's one thing I had to learn, because really, believe me, it's very easy to be in a bubble.
Yeah,
Because you are
100%.
doing things and you believe in everything you're thinking.
It's all in your head, and you at some point you just start building a product for yourself, but actually
Yeah.
you're building for the market, and the market changes, and the market changes quickly.
Yes,
So
very quickly.
You have to also be updated. You have to understand what the other people think about it, and not just what they say they want.
Yes.
It's really how they act.
Yes.
Because this is also like a point. They say they love your product because
But they act differently.
But they act different.
Yeah. But I'm going through that phase right now.
Yeah.
Actually, with a big client that we just signed, very big client, and they like the product, but the way they act is different.
Yeah.
In a way that they're acting less flexible. Like, oh yeah, but we still want to do the old school way. You know, yeah, you have something new, is so nice, but
Yeah.
let us, you know, because they're comfortable in
Yeah.
their comfort zone. And it's very difficult when you are a smaller player
Yeah.
and try to change these guys to move away from the comfort zone.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to be, of course, flexible, but there are some elements of your flexibility that you just can't. You know, you need to be able to say sorry, no, as well.
Yeah,
Because
there's a lot of external factors you cannot just change, and you
Yeah.
must control. Yeah.
yeah, because the one thing that is important is you always need to think about the long-term goal.
Yeah.
So are things that you are doing right now gonna serve you for your long-term goal? If the answer is no, then just don't do it because you're wasting time.
Yeah.
You know, and if they are going to serve you like partially, not fully, then you can start making small iteration to get to the long-term goal.
Yeah.
So I spent last week with my team to explain to them the challenges that we're going to have with this new big client and how to overcome them in order to meet a long-term goal.
Yeah.
So to take them slowly, every steps, you know, but how to get them stick to you as well. Because it's very easy to get lost in a way that you give them something and they cannot see the full value of it because they are still preoccupied with the old school way of doing things.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, you need to get people comfortable in different lines of business.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is actually your job as somebody who is running a business. It's really to talk like with many personalities and many like perspectives and see like their perspectives and your goal, etc., and keep everything aligning. But I had the same problem like with my tech team. I'm also like a tech person. I had this mentality like years ago. I'm trying to get better at that. Tech people usually do stuff that don't really like improve the business or to take steps to the real goal, but they improve like some things, you know?
Yeah.
And this is also like a thing I really had to with my team. Okay, no, this is not what is getting us directly to what we want. This is maybe like a small improvement. The client doesn't care. I mean, I will give you this example. This glass, if I told you this glass costs, you're a client, you want to buy this glass, and you said, okay, how much does it cost? And I say like 100 euros, and say, no, I can buy it like for 3 euros. And I started like to explain, no, but I just spent like 100 hours doing this, and I did this handmade. The client doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
They care about the result. And this is actually like what I really noticed. If you put like a lot of work in something that is not directly improving the business, you have the feeling that you did a lot of work, that you provided value, but actually you didn't.
Yeah, this is true. That's why whatever problem you're looking to solve, always start with the client and then work backward.
Yeah.
Because if the client pays X and then you want to charge them X, but then it doesn't add the value that you think it will add, then you just wasted a lot of time. So start with what is the end result? What is the problem? And then how do they solve it right now? Okay, how else can we solve it? Is it financially beneficial if we do it this way? How fast can we deliver it, you know?
Yeah.
And this is how we build the whole MyColive. Because every problem that we are solving, we always started with the customer. First it was the customer looking to book, and then from the customer looking to book, it became customer communication, and then it became customers management. How do they manage the problems? And then from there I was like, wow, okay, then we can move away from the customers to the client, which are the operators, you know, the other side.
Yeah.
Because we solve our problems and we believe we can solve theirs.
Yeah.
You know, the same way. Yeah. And then we started building, how can we integrate these guys? How can we solve the problems being a third party, you know?
Yeah.
And then we did that. We're like, okay, now it's fully operational. So let's go and test it. So let's go to Barcelona. Let's get the first operator, the franchisee is working. We're like, okay, great. Now we can go to the next one, the next one, you know, now we can look at clients, you know, step by step.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this journey had a lot of ups and downs. And I can really imagine, and I know from experience, like what kind of person you have to be and what kind of resilience you have to have until you bring it to success. So what sticks behind, like,
to me,
you?
To me is don't be afraid to be alone. You know, so when you start the journey, you are alone. Even though there are people behind you telling you, it's a great idea. Let's do it. But execution, you're alone. You are the one like spending all the hours and trying to get people together.
Where does that resilience come from? This is my question.
For me, it came from my mother.
Okay.
100%, because she's a strong woman. She left school at 16. and she taught us the right values about go and get it. She supported me when I told her about my first idea to go and invest in Budapest when nobody even knew where Budapest was.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I believe in you. I'm sure you can do it." And she's never been there, never heard of the city.
Cool.
That alone is the love of a mother and the encouragement of a mother can take you a long way.
Yeah.
Really, for me, this is where I come from, 100%.
Nice. I heard that and I find it very, very lovely. She's also a businesswoman, right?
Yes, she was, but she still is because she loves doing things.
Okay.
You know, whatever it is,
Yeah.
really. My mom can sell you this glass.
Okay, cool.
More expensive than you would have bought it. Because she has that. Yeah. Yeah, but she has a convincing skill
Yeah.
that you would just buy it. You know, and that's her. I mean, for me, I had to work hard to even pay for my studies because I paid for all of my studies.
Yeah.
So that taught me a lot about the value of money and the value of just getting things.
Yeah.
You know, such as paying my rent. That, you know, you feel it. Like, wow, I've done that. I paid my rent. Wow, I bought my car.
Yeah.
You know, all of these basic things. My first
100%.
job was working in a supermarket.
Yeah.
Filling shelves.
Yeah.
You know, and all of these things, it really taught me a good thing is about don't complain about your situation.
No.
Think about, how you can make it better.
Yeah.
So my first job was a supermarket, like shelf filler, and I became a manager of a petrol station, you know, at a very young age. You know, being able to manage money and finance and ordering petrol and everything, it was really, wow. But that's because it's a process. You don't just become there by saying, I want that. No, how do I get there?
Yeah, and that's what gives it value, because it's very hard and very long journey, and you're going to be hit like many times. And here's what the story comes from, you know, because I don't want to the story to last in 1 minute. I had lucky to talk like 1 hour about the story, you know. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Where do you see MyColive and yourself in 5 years?
To be honest with you, I see myself as an advisor to MyColive.
Ah, okay.
But not as running MyColive as an operator anymore after 5 years, because I believe there are really good people out there that can take it even higher than me.
Yeah.
Personally, because I'm really enjoying my journey. I really do. But as we grow, I lose control of a lot of things. And there are great operators out there who can do better.
Yeah.
So I will be an advisor to those operators.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
And then where do I see MyColive? I see this little baby, you know, really grow and become a market leader, not just in where we started, but in many key markets that we're going to grow too. I really believe so, because the potential is great. It's just enormous, really. It's really big. I'm a strong believer in that. I was a believer in that in day one, and I'm still today, even more so than ever before, really.
Yeah.
So I can't really say too much about the strategy.
Yeah.
But for sure, you're going to hear about us as we move forward.
Pretty sure as well. I really believe in that, and I really believe in the market. I mean, as I said, I was like a customer for these co-living rooms, and not MyColive, but I know the concept, and I know that I think that's in demand, and it's gonna grow in the next years.
Yeah, exactly. So there is one thing about the demand growing, and the other thing about how you execute your product or your service to meet the demands.
Yeah.
Because as the demand is growing, so is competition.
100%.
So, and how you set yourself apart from the competition will play a key role.
Yeah.
In actually meeting the demand. And for us, we are already apart, and I believe in continuous improvement. So not just thinking like, oh, we did it and that's it. You know, we're gonna, because the market changed, as you said. There are many co-living operators and marketplaces collapsing, actually. Not because there is no demand, because they just cannot run. They can't manage. Many, you know, many of them are not even profitable.
Yeah.
So And because of that, I believe there is a great spot for us who are smart in execution. And many of these operators who are struggling will find a solution useful for them to strive, because that's what I really care about. I want to make them successful.
Cool. Nice. I really appreciate it. Okay. I have like some rapid questions like for you at the end.
Okay.
Just like one word, whatever comes into your mind, just say it. So, what's the first thing you do when you wake up?
I check my phone. I'm terrible with this. This is the first thing. I don't even watch the news anymore.
Okay.
I will check MyColive news actually to see what's going on, because we have MyColive app. I have a big view of everything. So I see if there is anything like that was not addressed. This is the first thing I do, really.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Me too, checking emails actually. Okay. One book, one moment, one quote in your life that changed like your life, something that triggered you.
I would say I lost my father when I was very young, and that really changed my life and my view of things.
I believe so.
That I try to be a father myself to my son, and I want to make it, anyhow.
Yeah, this is a great answer. If you could have like a dinner tonight with anyone, with anyone, dead or alive, who and why?
My family, to be honest with you, my mother, my partner, my son, the whole family, because they are very supportive in what we do, in what I do, because I'm here in Barcelona with my family.
I heard it a lot from you. Like, it seems that these people supported you like in that time where nobody believed in you.
Yes,
and
100%.
Well, I appreciate it. Okay, one message to your audience.
Don't be afraid to take risk, really, because life is risky. Yeah, you go out on the street, you don't know, you can die.
Yeah.
So therefore, don't regret not doing things that you wish you could have done.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't regret anything because I'm doing everything I want to do. Okay. Literally.
Yeah.
So just go and do it.
Cool. Nice. Appreciate it. Last question. Where do people can find you?
In Barcelona.
Online.
No. If you can Google my name. Really, I don't have a business card.
Okay.
You Google my name, Mani Yanika, you find me on LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm quite active.
Yeah.
So, in fact, that's how, we got connected and you messaged me, I responded.
Yeah. Cool.
So I'm quite open. I do respond, if I see something interesting, yes. And I like to help people.
Yeah.
I like to be involved in things. So I'm always really open.
Thanks. Mani, I really, really loved your energy. I really love the talk. I'm pretty sure that MyColive is going to be great.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot for being here.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes.
Okay.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Okay.